Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Sober Dad Sunday. Glad you all could join us. This is a conversation time just for anybody and anything. You do not have to be a sober person. I am. My name is Matt. I've been in recovery for a little over 2 years. You don't have to be a dad to join us here. And as a matter of fact, you don't even have to join us on Sunday because these things get recorded on Facebook and YouTube. So glad you're with us tonight. I got to be honest, y'all. I'm not coming with a whole lot tonight. Just powering through the weekend. I was feeling kind of bad about that earlier. I don't really have thoughts or content. And then I remembered a chapter from one of my very favorite books called The Ragamuffin Gospel by a guy named Brennan Manning. And I have spent the last 10 minutes looking for it all over my shelves. Can't seem to find it. Hey, I don't even have that. Oh, well. I'll put a link down in the comments. It's called The Ragamuffin Gospel by a guy named Brennan Manning, who is himself a former Catholic priest and guy who battled with alcoholism, and in the end didn't go great for him. But he was utterly convinced of God's just relentless love for everybody in the midst of the mess. Not in spite of the mess, but right there in the midst of it. And a lot of times when he talked about this, he, kind of rubbed some people the wrong way. People who were just really, really invested in a lot of ways in people acting right, and implied that people really did have to earn God's love. And Brennan, being the radical sort of fellow that he was, quoting the Gospels, was saying, no, don't have to earn it. It's a mess. That's where we are. As a matter of fact, his book was the inspiration for Rich Mullins and a lot of his stuff, and why Rich calls his band the Ragamuffin Band. Anyway, I won't go on about that, but chapter from the Ragamuffin Gospel, Brennan talks about the victorious limp. The victorious limp is where you are getting across the finish line, even if you're limping. Even if you're not first place, you're still getting there. And that in itself can be quite an accomplishment. So I'm logging on tonight, not having a whole lot for you guys, but knowing, hey, you know what? I'm here. I'm sharing with whoever's out there, putting this out there. And you're here. You made it through another week. Maybe you are one of those superhumans who is just powered through and accomplished all your goals and are having to find new ones and all this great stuff, and you're ready to just crush this coming week. Good for you. Seriously, that's awesome. Maybe you're kind of at the other end and you're just barely limping across the finish line. You're at the end of your rope. You don't know what the heck you're going to do. Don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. Maybe you're stringing together a good run of sobriety. Maybe you have stumbled this week. It's one day at a time, and you had a rough day. I don't know. I don't know what you got. Whether you are marching victoriously across the finish line and grabbing that gold medal, whether you're limping across absolutely in last place, or like most of us, somewhere in the middle. Whatever the case may be, you're here. You did make it across the finish line, even if you're limping. And in fact, it might have been a whole hell of a lot harder because you're limping than the person who was just rocking it all the way through and didn't have struggles. There's no person who doesn't have struggles. But even if you limped across the finish line, guess what? You're here. Even if you logged on to your webcast that you've been doing, that you don't really know what you're doing with it, without a lot of content, you're here. You made it. And you're going to get another day to give it a try, to do your best. And some days, that's not just okay. Some days that's more than enough because you did it. Because you showed up, because you kept going, because you didn't let a little cough get in your way. Whether you're just rocking and rolling and feeling like you're on top of the world, or whether you're limping across the finish line, I'm proud of you for being here. And that's enough. That's more than enough for God. That's all I got for you guys this week. I may come up with some more content next week. And again, maybe I'll just show up with not a whole lot, limping across the finish line again, but hey, at least I'll have made it. And that's pretty good too. Friends, I wish you blessings in your journeys this week. I encourage you to keep working and striving as best you can to be the best version of you that you can for the people around you, because they deserve it. And keep working to be the best version of you for you, because you deserve it and you're worth it.